My name is Christy Lynn Allen. We're here at the Bee's Knees in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. We have 30 acres located on the Trade River. We make honey, we sell bees, and we teach classes. We also have a few goats for brush management. I have about 150 colonies. The Wisconsin bees are the ones that I've been working on the most because they're my honey production colonies, and I keep them mostly on organic farms in the area. Bees are incredible, but there's something very grounding and real about growing food and a product that makes people happy and healthy. So we are in the middle of our harvest. It just started. The LOFF project is a grant program from Lakewinds that helps farmers make moderate investments. I used it for a manual steam uncapper, which will speed up my honey processing operation. And voila! Before I had the manual steam uncapper, I would do everything by hand, so frame by frame, melting the wax off with a knife. And now this machine allows me just to drop frames in, and there are blades that cut the wax off, and you can load 5 at a time. You know, bees are responsible for pollination, right? And a lot of what we eat depends on pollinators, and so we have to do everything we can to really protect them. I'd like the shoppers to, go to farmers markets, get to know their growers. It not only benefits us, it benefits them and their bodies in eating healthier. The more local you do that, the more connected to practices that are fighting climate change, the better off we'll all be. Yeah, be.
My name is Naima Dore. The farm name is Naima's Farm, and our farm is located in Double, Minnesota. We are fruit and vegetable production. We grow for the community in the Twin Cities, providing to Food Shelf and Fairview M Health. It's a husband and wife operation and our 2 small kids. Feeding people fresh local food is what really drives me. It's just the love that we have for nature and just really being intentional of how we grow our food and who we're growing it for. For me, I had an aha moment when I was at the farmer's market, when I was in the incubator farm. I didn't see people that look like me. And so I started to question our food system here and how our food is allocated in terms of who have access to fresh produce. And so my mission was really to make sure that the community that don't have access to fresh produce are my top priority. The LOFF project, I'm super excited because it allows us to grow and really just think about the future in terms of our farm and our production. Our goal this year was electric for our farm. Usually we'll have it at 90. We have a fan in our high tunnel, which is allowing us to have a consistent temperature that we need to produce a lot of the tomatoes that we're growing for some of these contracts. So it really is expanding our operation on a different level. It's important that we continue to invest in small-scale farmers that are really thinking outside of the box. And I feel like Minnesota has an opportunity to, bring unique products and support producers like myself.
My name is Andrew Helling.
My name is Jacob Helling.
And we're at Twine Organics in Northfield, Minnesota. We grow celery, zucchini, onions, Brussels sprouts, peppers in the field. And in the greenhouses, it's mostly tomatoes and cucumbers.
We grow 4 different categories of tomatoes: cherry tomatoes, slicing tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes, Roman tomatoes.
It's a good time to be an organic farmer, but it's also a challenge. Our dad was a vegetable grower at a smaller scale, and that's the way he did it. The LOFF grant was for piloting a change in our trellis system to use biodegradable twine and clips.
We are currently using a compostable string. And then we are attaching a biodegradable staple to it using a gun. And then we add these clips, which are going to hold the tomato plant that will then at the end of the year find its way into our compost pile.
We probably save 20,000, 30,000 pounds that ends up going into a compost pile instead of the landfill. So sustainable on multiple levels. Sustainability for our employees, it's just easier for them to use and they can get through a row of plants faster and then it's more comfortable for them overall.
We probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger on doing it without the grant, just because we've got so many irons in the fire all the time.
Being able to have the finances to take something and do a pilot project and then be able to scale it the next year is a really big deal for us.
My name's Tu Vang. My farm is Hope Farm, located in Denison, Minnesota. We'd like to bring hope to everyone. We grow pretty much everything: potato, tomato, garlic, Brussels sprout, kale, everything that you can grow in Minnesota, yes. My wife, Chu Moore, she's a big help. Like, joke around, she's in charge of administration, weeding. My main job is mechanical, make sure everything maintained, running, and help cultivate and till. We like to provide fresh produce to everyone. For us, we pick the day off or the day before to sell or to provide for them, so it's fresh. I got a grant from Lakewinds for the water well to help irrigate the farm. The last 3-4 years, we've been getting drought. The well is not just for watering the irrigation, but also for washing your crop. The well is not complete yet, but most of the time will be drip tape irrigation. There will be a 2-inch hose going through the farm, so wherever we need it, we can use it to irrigate. With the well, even though it's drought again, we be prepared for it. It's still fresh food out there, and we deserve the best, so we like to put the best nutrition to our bodies. I just want to thank your Lakewinds. They are great help. It's a great project that we can continue.
My name is Wendy Johnson. We're standing on Joya Food and Fiber Farm in Charles City, Iowa. We raise and grow kernza, other small grains like oats, and then we raise sheep and cattle and pigs and chickens. So this farm is called Joya Food and Fiber Farm because Joya means jewel in Portuguese. And I see it every day in the transformation that we've made on this farm, going from a corn and soybean farm to a perennial one. Animals need shade, but we have no trees here. So instead of planting a lot of trees, which we have done, it'd be nice if there was something that could be mobile and I could fill up a tank of water and then I'd also have shade. And so I just came up with like an umbrella shade structure that could connect to a running gear and a water tank. The LOFF grant project has really helped tremendously because we used to just have one of these for cattle and one for sheep. And as we have expanded our flock, we've had to add additional mobile shade structures. I'd just like to say thank you for wanting to know where your food comes from and caring, because when people care about where their food comes from and they want to know that it was grown and raised in a sustainable way, then it comes back to us as farmers tenfold. And so I feel really appreciative of Lakewinds, of the LOFF grant, just to be able to share and tell my story and help make that connection between soil and food.